All right, so this is a pretty good chapter actually. We actually got some action, some depth, I guess, from Sasuke and everything. So let's just jump into it. So it starts off the chapter with us seeing Sasuke summons his hawk, and I think Naruto gets caught by the hawk and taken over to Kakashi. But Kakashi already came up with a plan. He tied a scroll to a kunai and threw it, and it stuck to a rock, and he caught Sakura at the same time. But I'm guessing before that, he threw a kunai at Obito's hand and sticking him to a rock, which is kind of a lot, it seems like, because he had a small amount of time in order to get all this done, because he wasn't too far above the lava. So, yeah, it's kind of a weird thing to see that he got that done all that fast, but it is what it is. And so then we see Sasuke. He says to Naruto that the only reason I saved those two is because Kakashi and Sakura is because you were standing right next to him. You know, he said, don't think. He's pretty much said, don't think about them. We are what is important right now, because if any of us die, if us two die, the humanity is gone as we know it. So he says that, but Naruto rebuttals with something that happened in part one of the series, where Sasuke jumped in front of Naruto when Haku threw those kunai and got stabbed by them to save Naruto, even though he says just my body acted the way it did. You know, he didn't have any control over it. That's Sasuke's way of saying, I'm saving you. And that's pretty much what Naruto is saying, that this is Sasuke's way of saying he's saving Naruto and Kakashi, but he wants to be a badass and be a hard ass, pretty much. And then we see Kakashi's scroll starts to burn up because he's hovering over the lava, and Naruto grabs Kakashi and Sakura, but before that, Kaguya threw these Byakugan shards or something like that to try to hit chakra points, and it hit Sasuke, it hit his hawk, so he caught Sasuke also, and he's flying now. He's remembering, or not remembering, but finding out that he can fly, even though we all knew he could because Madara did it, and Obito did the same thing with the Senju, not the Senju chakra, but the Senju Six Path chakra, and then we see Naruto and Kaguya go at it, you know, trading off their chakra blast, aka fists or whatever, I don't know what to call it, and it pretty much ends with Sasuke trying to attack her blind spot, if she has that blind spot that the Byakugan has. But Susanoo is kind of big, so I wouldn't imagine that it would surprise her. It shows at the end of the chapter Kakashi slashing, or not Kakashi, but Sasuke slashing Kaguya, and ends on that note. But it was a pretty good chapter. We got a lot of action in it, which was nice for a change. Now that Naruto knows how to fly, it's also gonna push things forward, and it looks like the Hokages are going to try to head to where they felt the huge chakra, but they're not going to be there because they're in a different dimension. So who knows what's going to happen. Maybe Kaguya will try to use the Hokages against Naruto and Sasuke, but I don't know if she'll even need to. But tell me what you guys thought about this chapter in the comments down below. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to Nerd Swag, and until next time, you guys, peace.